What's good, peeps? So, busy day today. Got a lot going on. A lot of fun stuff going on. But, so I'm kind of back on a diet. Just trying to make better life choices overall. Which is what my goal was last year. And I did really good. But this isn't about that. I guess I could make a video about that. But this was meant to be about wrestling. So let's just go ahead and get in on it. Dive right on in there. So Vinnie Mac is out. He posted this tweet yesterday about retiring at the age of 77. And obviously it's amongst some craziness. So that's it's a bit different, isn't it? But man, honestly, like I kind of stayed quiet on the whole situation, other than like a little brief clip. First things first, get the ugliness out of the way, and I'm not going to spend very much time on it at all. Vince McMahon is getting canned. Well, not canned. Vince McMahon is in a lot of trouble, where I discussed it, and the reason why that I was quiet on it was I wanted to see the information that was brought out and everything, and yeah, we've got the information and whatnot, and there's plenty of people weighing in on it. I don't need to weigh in on it. What I do want to talk about is the positives. First of all, let's discuss the good things that Vince had done. Obviously, yes, we know the bad. We don't need to address the bad. But, you know, he brought us several great characters. He thrived on competition during the 90s, which brought us all kinds of good stuff. Characters included, matches included. And, you know, a lot of that can also be attributed to the guys in the ring, obviously. But you also got to go with the guy that runs the company. He did good marketing. He did all the right things, you know, as far as business goes. He was good in the ring as far as like being a TV star. Not a good wrestler, but a good TV star. And it was really cool to see the different things that he did overall, top to bottom. I was very privileged to be start watching wrestling in 3rd grade, and that was during the Attitude Era. I was in 3rd grade in like 2000, 2001-ish. And so, you know, that was kind of like the height. Actually, I guess it was like 99, 2000 area whenever I was in 3rd grade. Because by the time Lesnar was there, I was like late 5th grade, I guess. Somewhere in there. Something like that. Anyways, my timeline's a little jumbled. But that don't matter. So we got to see, like I said, several cool things. He invented several cool matches. And, you know, yeah, he's you know, oh, he's not the only one in creative. No, he's not. And a lot of people had a lot of input. But it was his baby. Think about it. All the different things that he done. But what I find really interesting is I didn't want to get to this just yet, because I really wanted to like dig deep and dive deep on like all the cool things Vince has done. Because, you know, inventing WrestleMania, huge. You know, it's a pop culture thing. It's iconic now. Let's see, Survivor Series. You know, he started off with the first big 4 pay-per-views as far as like being huge draws. Not that Starrcade's not cool. Not that any of the other predecessors too, because I started thinking about the predecessors to WrestleMania and my mind blanked. But WrestleMania was like the first huge one. I mean, you were talking celebrities and, you know, pomp and circumstance and just all kinds of stuff. And from there, we, you know, seen wrestling grow more than just, you know, podunk hillbilly stuff, which, like, at the root of it is super cool too, in my opinion, because, well, one of my favorite all-time wrestlers, Terry Funk, came from that time period. I guess this is also going to be a dive deep on, like, me as a wrestling fan too. Now, all of that being said about what I wanted to do, what I'm getting to now is that with Stephanie, Nick co-sharing their roles, and then Triple H being EVP, I want to take a step back and look at something real quick, because obviously Vince still owns the company, yes, but they're going to be in charge of the day-to-day. We're going to see, I'm hoping what we'll see out of this is, you know, let's look at what NXT was. Okay, NXT was huge. Triple H was pushing wrestling stars, not people that are like pop icons and blah 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 blah. And you know, there's a lot of good things about that, because you need cool wrestling moments. And if you focus on people that are, oh, they look good for the camera and blah 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 blah, they may not be willing to do the things that Mick Foley did, that AJ Styles does, which AJ Styles is a good wrestler. And, you know, everybody thought that they were going to bury him. And this is props to Vince. Vince did AJ very good in a lot of ways. And in recent time, this is one of the reasons why AJ is one of my favorites. In recent times, AJ has stepped aside and said, I want to help develop new talent, which is why he was paired with Omos, which I wasn't necessarily a fan of it, other than AJ being a part of the team. For anybody that's an Omos fan, I don't get it personally. It's nothing against the guy. It's nothing against any of that. I mean, he's a big dude, which is cool, which is, I guess, what the allure to Andre was. But other than that, I don't get it. Maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't. Again, you know, that's Vince's genius. He sees something in Omos that obviously I didn't see. And obviously he sees something in Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, because, well, let's just have 5 trillion matches of that being our main event. But I do hope this change brings people back to WWE. Not that I want to see AEW fail, because I want to see AEW succeed. I want to see NJPW succeed, which I feel like they are. I want to see Impact succeed. I want to see all these places succeed. Why? Because the more competition you have, the better that kind of business is. As long as it's the right kind of competition. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the right kind of competition, because it's out there. Wrestlers I want to see come back or come in. I want to see the House of Black booked by Triple H. Why? Because Triple H has been dubbed, not by himself, but by the metal community, the ambassador of metal. A few years ago, he was dubbed as the ambassador of the year for metal. So, making him, like having his creative input on something that metalheads are in, that get the gothic, darker side of things, that's not quite supernatural. Because they're not to the full supernatural extent that Bray Wyatt is or The Undertaker is. They take their own spin on it, and I love it. And if you brought them back, you could have Rhea Ripley, Buddy Murphy, Malachi Black, and Brody King all together. And you know what? While we're talking about Brody King, I seen something where somebody was all upset about the match that he had with Darby this week. And their issue was that he squashes Darby. And then whenever he's just waylaying and whatnot on Darby, Sting comes in and attacks Brody from behind, and Brody all of a sudden can't defend himself or whatever. Okay, yeah, I kind of get it, but at the same time, Brody was taken by surprise. So if you were looking at it from a video game aspect, okay, so you add in the element of surprise. You know, Sting has been putting out some of his best work, and people have been raving about it. And I'm not talking just dirty sheets. I'm talking about like other people. But people have been really impressed with how Sting has been doing at the age he is. And so whenever you get attacked by the icon, why not sell it? Okay. And Darby's huge. Darby's a draw. I get it, maybe not like to some extent as others, but my son loves Darby. I like Darby. So we would tune in for Darby. And I'm sure there's other people that are. Everybody's got their own flavors. That goes back to the Omos thing. Now, with that being said, you know, you got a three thing there. Darby put Brody over. Brody put Sting over. And then on top of that, that helps all three guys. And I think the feud between the House of Black, particularly Brody and Darby, is going to be really good. And I like the way AEW is doing factions. And I get that we went away from the main topic here, but it's going to circle back. So I want to see them come in and see them get booked by Triple H and see what Triple H would do with them. And then another thing I want to see is let's see, who else do I want to come in? Cody coming in, that was great, and we'll credit some of that to Vince, but Cody did his thing, and I was really proud of Cody for what he did. Now I definitely think MJF will come in to WWE with things now, especially because it makes sense. And is it slightly unfortunate? Slightly, because he was helping build AEW, but that's between him and Tony. But you can tell, obviously, that he wasn't happy because he has not been on TV since that rant. So MJF coming in would be cool. With Vince gone, I think that opens the door for Bray Wyatt. That I think Bray Wyatt wasn't wanting to open with Vince there. And now that that's changed, this is a landscape changing move for wrestling overall. And I hope everybody capitalizes on it to their benefit. And I hope it benefits as many people as it possibly can. Because obviously if everybody's benefiting, that doesn't happen. So eventually somebody's not gonna. But I hope it benefits as many people as it possibly can. And I can't wait to see what it brings for us outside of, my own little booking that I just did here. I hope we see a lot of things. I do like what's going on with these promos for, is it Bray Wyatt? Is it Edge? Honestly, I think it's Edge. I know a lot of people are like, Bray Wyatt's coming back. I don't think so yet. But I think that door is open now. I did expect him in AEW, in all honesty. But now I think he might come back. I want to see some change-ups in the pay-per-views. I'd like to see something done a little bit different, and with the new people in charge, Stephanie, I think, has a really great mind for it, and sharing that with Nick Khan, which is very interesting, I must say. I want to see where it goes. I'm interested. We'll see what they do, because that's all we can do is just sit back and wait and see. And then, I think Triple H being back in his role was a smart move. Hopefully, health-wise, he can stay healthy, because that's the most important thing, is that he stays healthy and he spends time with his girls. The craziest thing is, just a couple of months ago, both had totally stepped away from the company, essentially. Triple H took a way, cut back in his activity with the company. And then like a month later, Stephanie just completely walks away. It was can't remember what it was exactly called, like an indefinite leave or whatever. And now she's co-CEO. And, man, just a lot of things, which is really good. I think it'll be a good change. I didn't get to watch SmackDown last night, but I did see that Lesnar walked off. I don't know what that's all about, but I guess we'll find out. It may have been more not real than anything. I did see also that Lesnar beat the snot out of Theory, which, can we go back to calling him Austin Theory instead of just Theory? I don't like the one word names. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just, I guess because one word names is easier to do, like Kane or Undertaker or Rock or Triple H, whatever. Or I guess, would he be H or would he be Triple? So, man, thinking about that, what would have Stone Cold been? Because it was always Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, just something to think about. I think we're pretty well at the end of the video, guys. We've covered a lot. I think we're gonna try to do something special here next couple of weeks with Smark stories. I'm hoping to be able to punch out a lot of content this week. I'm gonna be editing a lot of videos and stuff. So if you stuck it out to the end, you're a champ. I hope you enjoyed our little discussion about wrestling. Whatever you may have on your mind wrestling wise, whatever you want me to talk about, your opinions on things, whatever you got to say, drop it in the comments. Just don't be rude. Have a good one.